Morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm out on my 7-mile ruck. For those of you that don't know what a ruck is, that was me 3 weeks ago. It is hiking with weights in a ruck, which is like a backpack. So I keep hearing from all my students and followers, reading in all of the newspapers that, and obviously seeing it myself, that our industry, commercial real estate, is kind of paralyzed right now. Mostly because of rates. Rates are too high. Can't get loans. You don't want to get loans and pay 7 or 8%. Sellers don't want to sell because high rates mean higher cap rates. So none of us who thought our Starbucks or Wawas were worth 4 to 5 cap rates. Now the investment sale brokerage community is saying that it's more like 6, high 5s, high 6s, depending on the tenant, depending on how many are on the market. For those of you that follow Daniel Herod on Twitter, I think he posted that currently, I don't know the number, hundreds and hundreds of Starbucks are on the market. So I'm a big believer in supply and demand. So I'm not selling my Starbucks anytime soon. But, rates could go up. Cap rates could continue to go up. You never know. You can't control it, is the point. So as major brokerage firms are posting that business sales, investment sales, I think have seen numbers 60 to 80% down. That's just in South Florida. So, and South Florida is still very frothy. I can't imagine what some of the smaller middle markets, how do you get worse than 80% down? So what can you control? What you can control is improving yourself. Thus, I'm looping back around to the rucking. I talked to 2 guys a couple weeks ago that are developers, and they were telling me how awful their world is right now. They've got shovels in the ground. They have to continue building for their tenants, their preferred developers. Construction costs are significantly higher than when they signed the leases. Interest rates are super high. And, they're going to they may lose money on the deals. And if they don't lose money, they're hoping to break even. And I told them the story. Some of you people that are my age remember this in 2008. Milton Cooper, the president of Kimco, I don't know if it was the Vegas ICSC or Orlando ICSC. I kind of think it was Orlando, but maybe those of you that were there and remember this can post in the comments. He said in 2008, if I were y'all, I'd just go fishing for a year. He saw the depth of what the GFS was going to cause for us, and he said, just go take a year off, basically. My friend Hugh Chen from Saglo did just that. He went and traveled the world. He called me before he left. He said, do you think I'm going to have a job when I come back? I said, absolutely. I'll be your agent. Talent is always needed. So he did that. I told these 2 guys, you need to just go fishing. Their problem is they're in the middle of construction on a few deals. They have, just like me with my Wawa, we have to finish. But we don't need to start anything new until this crazy market settles out. But again, And then I had another friend who's an investment sale broker, and he said, 2 years ago, we'd be working on 8 to 10 deals at the same time, and maybe we have one right now. And I told him the story of Bob Knakal. Those of you probably all know Bob Knakal. If you don't, you need to follow him, Knakal. And during COVID, when nothing was happening, he's in New York City. He said, I always wanted to catalog all of the buildings in Manhattan. And he was able to do that in the middle of COVID with a team and town cars where they could just stop right in the street of Park Avenue and go into the buildings and catalog them, which resulted in what he now lovingly calls the map room. And it's a map of Manhattan and every building and all of the stats in Manhattan on the buildings. So I told this friend of mine, now would be the time. I said, are you going to retire in the next 5 years? He said, no. I said, great. So follow Bob's lead and go identify, if his deal is 50,000 square foot strip centers, go identify all of them, find out what their loans are. Do they have, if you can, is there an adjustable loan? Is there an adjustable rate? How long have they owned it? How old is the owner? You go catalog 350,000 square foot strip centers in South Florida. That would be very powerful information. And now that you only have one deal that you're working on instead of 8 to 10, that would be a great time. Now would be a great time to do that kind of stuff, that when we come out of this, whether we're at 5% rates, those of us that have been through some of these ups and downs for many years, the last, I don't know, however many years we've had this 2 to 3% interest rate, that has been a big anomaly. And we were all riding the wave. I don't think any of us put too much thought into it, but if we had, we wouldn't have known that it was definitely going to end. So my guess, I'm not a predictor, but I don't think we ever get back to that. And, we're probably going to settle into 5 or 6, maybe, I hope. My parents signed a mortgage in 1982, 83, 18%. I remember that. So what can you do to improve yourself? Because that's the only thing you can control. The best investment you can make. I'm all about investing. For women need to invest. But the best investment you can make is in yourself. Jim Rohn, who was a big self-improvement guru, said, every year take 3% of your gross salary or gross income and invest it back into yourself, and you'll get a 28% return on that investment. So any investment you can make in yourself is a great investment. So if you're a leasing agent and you want to get into investment sales eventually, higher fees, and you need to learn Argus, now's a great time, because even the leasing agents, I've got 5 centers, 4 are full. 4 are full. You guys that know me, what's my line? 100% leased shopping centers, the rents are too low. But it's been crazy the last 2 years since COVID, right, in South Florida. So what am I doing? I'm improving my health. I turned 63 this week. 63! I know, when my parents were 63, I thought they were super old. I always say to my sister, who's 72, do you think our mom and dad felt this young like I feel? I don't feel old at 63, but when I looked at them, I thought they were old at 63. So anyway, I joined Jesse Itzler's boot camp. It's business, health, fitness, nutrition, breathing. It's an 8-week program, I think, 12-week program. I can't remember. I think this is our 3rd week or 4th week. and it ends with a challenge in Atlanta. And today I'm doing a 7-mile ruck. I did not know what ruck was 3 weeks ago. I'm learning so much about nutrition. You know, one of the best lines, we have different coaches for different things. We have business coaches, fitness coaches, nutrition coaches, breathing coaches. It's a really great program. And the nutrition coach, Coach Emily, said, I was famous for eating popcorn for dinner. Sorry. And you know, I used to say, well, I don't feel like I don't feel bad after doing that. I know it's not good for me. I know I should have a salad or protein or salmon or vegetables, but when you a recent empty nester, the last thing I want to do is cook. Not my thing. But she said a line that stuck with me. Now I have salads every night for dinner or salmon. She said, what you're doing today, you're stealing from your future. Like, stealing from our future. I'm stealing from my future health. The stupid things that I'm doing today. So I've invested in this program. I'm giving it my all. I'm trying to attend every single call, meeting the other participants, looking forward to the challenge. Scared to death, actually, but words matter, as Jessie says, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm loving the 7-mile hike. Good morning, ladies. So investing in yourself when you have a little extra time on your hands and you're not doing 8 to 10 deals. Investing in your business, you know, investing in the areas that you want to improve on. And I want to improve on my health and my fitness and my nutrition. And so that's why I spent the money. I've invested the dollars, and probably more importantly, I'm investing the time. You know, this hike's going to be, for me, I think it's going to be 3 hours this morning to get it in before I go to church. And then I'm going to play golf with Mario this afternoon. But investing the time in all the phone calls, the homework, we get homework. So what is it if you've got extra time on your hands because, you know, if your occupancy in your center is full, can you abstract your leases and decide at renewal time, what do I want to get from this tenant? Do I want to get sales reporting? Is there a way to get rid of 4 or 5 year options? Does their insurance include the deductible? There's a lot of things that if a lease was signed 20 years ago, if you can, and if you know about it, you know, abstract and do a Google Doc where you could say, when this tenant comes up for renewal, I would like to see if I can trade them for something to get this. When we're busy and when we have a lot of vacancy we're trying to fill and canvas and cold call, we don't have time to do stuff like that. So look at your goals, look at your situation. What do I wish I could do? Now's probably the time to do it. We all know that sometimes in November and December, sometimes we can have a flurry and a lot of people opening before year end. But maybe this year's not that. And for the next 3 months, 2.5 months, it's a good time to invest in the best investment ever, yourself, which delivers the highest returns. So I hope you guys like this. Post comments below. Let me know. And wish me luck. I love hiking 7 miles. Bye, guys.